lecture, we are going to set up virtual environment and download all the libraries that will be required for our machine learning project. So first of all, what is virtual environment? A Python virtual environment is like an isolated container that runs on Python, and it helps make project self-contained and reproducible without any existing version interference. In other words, it's like creating your own Python world in your terminal that's customizable to the point of even specifying what the version of Python you want it to run on. Maybe it will be 2.7 version or 3.8. So now, why the virtual environment is so useful? So basically, this Python virtual environment help us to resolve dependency issue which might arise basically whenever you are just dealing with this machine learning project. And it does that by allowing us to use different version of package for different projects. For example, a project may require that you run a special package that can only run with pandas 0.15 dependency, but you already might have a pandas 0.21 dependency on your project. Now that means that if you install the package directly, there will be collision between the two versions of panda and it may break. So you do not need to delete your existing panda to accommodate the special package. It will be best to create a virtual environment for this purpose. So virtual environment is just an isolated container where you can have different dependency, and based on the project you can have your own dependency, your own version of library for that particular project. Another reason is also about this virtual environment is that it helps us to keep our global directory environment tidy and clean by removing the need to install packages that we might only need for one project. So for that reason, this Python virtual environment is very important. Now we are going to create a Python virtual environment using Anaconda and install all the library that will be useful for our machine learning projects. For example, like NumPy and Pandas, Matplotlib, scikit-learn and so on. So we are going to download each and every just this library in this lecture by creating our own Python virtual environment. Well, let's just start just by opening our Miniconda, or basically in this case Anaconda prompt. So let's search for Anaconda prompt and you will open this Anaconda prompt first. And now since you can see we are on the base, that is environment. So we are in this base location. So what I really want over here is I want to basically create my own environment. So I'll just say conda create. So this conda create is going to create us a new environment. Give this -n for a new environment and give the name of your environment. I'll say this is my machine learning environment. So this will be my environment. Let's create this. Then it is solving everything, and our that is let me just proceed now. And now you will see that our environment is ready. Now if you want to activate, if you want to work on that particular environment, what you need to do is just do here conda activate and just give your environment name which you created over here, which in my case is my machine learning environment. So let's activate this environment here, my machine learning environment. So let's enter it. Now you will see that the base environment has been changed now to our own environment, that in my case is my machine learning environment. Now we are inside this environment. Now this environment can be used for particular project. So let me say I want to install multiple libraries on this particular environment. Let's start by installing NumPy. So I'll say conda install NumPy. So this NumPy is a numerical Python library. This will be used for any mathematical and scientific computation. More about the description of NumPy, pandas will be covered in the upcoming lecture. First, let's go with this installation process only. So let me just hit enter now. Then again it is collecting this metadata, and you will see that these all the new packages will be installed. I'll just proceed with this yes, and it is going to download and extract all these packages. Let it give a time to just download all of these packages, it will take time in order to load this. NumPy has been successfully installed over here, you can see. Now after that, I'll just clear this screen. Now let's install another package on this environment that will be very much important on the long run, and I'll just say conda install pandas. So this is the next library that we are going to use, and it will be pandas library. So I'll just hit enter again, and it is going to again solve the environment, and I'll just proceed with yes in order to download this package. And now it is downloading this package. Let it give some time again, and it will be ready within some time now. And pandas has been now successfully installed, and it is preparing transactions, and now it will be successfully installed. Then you can see now pandas has been already just succeeded. Now next library that we will be requiring is matplotlib. So I'll say matplotlib library. So let's hit enter again here. So this is going to basically just collect all this package. Let it give yes over here, and let it give time again to load all of these packages. This will be installed, so you can see all the information about the packages will be also given at the top, and the transaction is preparing. And in the meantime, you will see that the matplotlib will be also installed in this particular environment. And similarly, the next what we need to basically have to that is download is another important library. And before that, let's wait for some time. Let it give time to execute this transaction. And the next library that we are going to basically import will be, maybe we need this Seaborn library also. So let's install this Seaborn first. So let it give the time to execute these transactions. Now this library matplotlib also has been installed. Now let's go with another library, that is our Seaborn library, that will be used for visualization purpose. We will be learning what is the use of all this library in the upcoming lecture, but for now let's install this Seaborn. So this will be next library that we are going to download, and let's proceed with X. Just give this Y in order to confirm that you want to download these packages. Let it give a time in order to just load these packages and download these packages. So it is going to load these 3 packages over here. And now after this, we will require one last library, and we are going to download this library now, and that is our scikit-learn. So all the machine learning model, like linear model that we are going to use, like linear regression, logistic regression, and everything will be inside this. So this is very important library. Just make sure that you install this one. So conda install scikit-learn, scikit-learn. So just download this. This is the last library that we have to download. So basically, what are the library that we have been downloading is, so first would be NumPy. Download the NumPy first of all. Second would be pandas. Third will be matplotlib. Fourth will be Seaborn, and the fifth library that we will be requiring is this scikit-learn. So just download these 5 library, then you will do fine with our project. Now if I open the Jupyter notebook over here, just open the Jupyter notebook in the same environment which you have here. Install this Jupyter notebook. So let's hit enter here. Let's open this Jupyter notebook. Then you will have this Jupyter notebook over here. Let me just create here new file, new Python 3 file, and in this Python 3 file I'm basically going to just import, let's say I'll just import numpy as np. So basically we just downloaded NumPy. Let's run this, and you will see that NumPy has been installed already, so we didn't get any error. So NumPy has been now loaded in this particular project. Similarly, if I also do import pandas as pd, and if I run it, so you can just see whenever I just press this play button, then you will see this star. So star means if you just go over here and see in this in part, the star will be there So whenever there is a star, that means the code is running. Let me show you one more time. So whenever there will be star, let me show you by importing any other thing. So import, let's say Seaborn as SNS. So let's import this, and whenever I just press play button, you will see that there will be a star at this empty bracket, and whenever that star will be removed, then our code will be executed. That means our code is executed. So let me run it. Then you can see star, that means it is loading. Now it has gone. That means all these files had been successfully installed in this package. Basically these all the files has been successfully downloaded. We can use this in order to do some machine learning project. Let's see the next one from sklearn. If you remember the scikit-learn, we installed with this command. That was this command, if you remember, conda install scikit-learn. We use this in order to just import this scikit-learn. But if you want to use it, you have to use this way, sklearn. From scikit-learn dot linear model, import, let's say, linear regression. So if you want linear regression, let's run this again, and you will see that this hasn't been also imported. That means there is no error regarding this library. All this library has been imported successfully. So that means you can also import matplotlib dot pyplot. You can import this if you want, just run it. So it is not from, it is import. So import matplotlib dot pyplot, let's say ASPLT. Then again you will see that this has been also executed. That means all these 5 libraries that we have just downloaded has been successfully imported in this particular project. That means we can use this now in order to do some machine learning tasks. So this is all about the libraries that you need to know. So NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, scikit-learn and matplotlib. Just download these 5 libraries. This will be common libraries that we will be using, and any other library that we will be using will be discussed in the project itself. But for now, these 5 should be installed on your machine. Just create a new project, new environment for yourself with these commands over here in this conda, which is conda prompt, and install each and every that is your library that is over here. Install each and every library. You can also install those library from here inside the Jupyter notebook if you want. Something like, if you want NumPy version 1.19.2, if you want this version, then you can specify like this way with using pip. So you can also install this library inside Jupyter notebook itself. So Jupyter notebook is where you are writing your code now essentially. So if I say print, maybe I'll just say print hello, and if I run this code, then you will see that our Python code has been printed successfully. So this way we are going to use this Jupyter notebook as our, that is, machine learning code editor, and we are going to load all this library. We are going to use it to create our machine learning project. So this is all about our virtual environment and the library. Furthermore, this library will be discussed in the upcoming lecture. What is the use of this NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn and the scikit-learn and matplotlib will be discussed. We are going to cover entire this is usage of this library, and we are going to basically have the 3 section. First one will be lecture, where we will be learning about math, and we will be having tutorial where we will be implementing that math by some numericals, and there will be coding session where we will be coding in this Jupyter notebook. So see you in the next one.